All right, everybody, welcome back to another episode of East Meets West. I am here, your commissioner, owner of Both Sides of the Bun franchise, joined by my, I think, two now official co-hosts for the long run.
I believe so, yeah.
On my left, owner of the Globo Gym Purple Cobras, and on my right, owner of the Solanic Sanitation. How are we doing?
Pretty good. Pretty good.
I'm doing fantastic. It feels so good to be back. I had another high week this week. I unfortunately lost, but that's not the big news. We got some big news breaking.
We do have some big news. Very, very big news. News that rocked the league. I know it's...
Had some chatter going midday.
Shook it to the very foundation.
Yeah, I know we didn't get out to everyone yet, but we are officially looking into a name change for our great show that we bring each week.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Any suggestions?
Big news.
Yes.
Big news.
Any suggestions? This is the first time I know a lot of the league members. We've been talking about it for a little bit, but any suggestions? That's the thing. You can't talk when you say East Meets West. Yeah. Feel free to put them down below in the comments. Anyone in the league, reach out to the group chat as we usually do. But we're trying to go away from East Meets West. Something's a little bit easier to say. It's doesn't seem as tough from the viewer standpoint, but it's a tongue twister. So you can't even talk afterwards.
Screws everything up.
Yeah.
I like the football show.
Let's get into the fucking sirens.
All right, but no, with all that is a serious topic. We are thinking about that, but reality, we had some news that overshadowed that today for sure.
Definitely.
Possibly the largest and craziest trade that we've seen in league history.
Absolutely.
Yeah, this is the biggest trade ever.
This Jose's backdoor trade on me was pretty fucking clever, and I did.
You and me were
that still
involved
haunts
in
me
that,
a little bit. But this was crazy. When this came across, I actually had my phone was down. I was on lunch. I put my phone down, went to go clean my tools at work, and I come back and I see sirens, and I'm like, "What the hell happened?" Yeah. And then I see the long, and I'm like, "Oh my god, dude, you gotta be kidding me!"
The list of names that just kept going.
Yeah. So for those of you that don't know, Tom, Joe's Gymnasium.
The
now,
number one team
in the league by far, on pace to shatter records.
Already.
Yeah. Traded Marquise Hollywood Brown, James Robinson, DK Metcalf, and Damian Williams. You're thinking, that's a haul. How did he get rid of all those players? He must have gotten someone great.
What the hell did he get in return?
Yeah. Well, we'll tell you. Justin Jefferson. And just when you think that's it, that might be a trade in itself. He pulls in possibly the greatest fantasy player of 2000, since 2000, 18, 19, since he came in the league, Christian McCaffrey. So Christian McCaffrey, Justin Jefferson going over to Tom's team in the East.
Back in the East in the wrong team.
He did make this trade, I didn't mention it, but with El Tigre Azul.
Correct.
That Foster's team, and Foster now 2-3, really injury-ridden, but a great move for both teams, I think. I know we're really talking about Tom's team, but we can focus there first. And
yeah, I mean, Tom got what he wanted out of the deal. He upgraded. He got, as you guys have said, the 1-1. He got the 1-1 in addition to already having Derrick Henry.
Yeah.
Like, he's locked and loaded. I don't think anyone could say it any other way. He's got to be the favorite with that.
In the league, not just the East. I mean, he's the championship favorite right now.
He gave up a lot, but Foster needed the depth, as you said, injury-ridden. You know, I agree. I think the consensus around the top brains in the league is it's a pretty good trade for both teams.
Well, this goes back to what we always talk about, right? We always talk about. Well, at least Tom always drafts a good team. Tom is always average to pretty good.
He's
in the
been
beginning
like 2-0, 3-0 to start the season off.
It's
for the last couple
move
years.
that he makes, because we always know trades coming with Tom. It's the move that he makes that usually sends his season in a downward spiral, I guess you could say. And
once he gets going in that downward spiral,
that's it.
He doesn't get out.
I think I said it before we went on air. We can all agree that every one of us would have made this deal. Like, if we were in his position, with his roster.
Yeah, oh yeah.
With the way he hasn't started Chase yet. He hasn't started, who was it? Hollywood Brown, right? I don't think he started either one of them all season. And he was able to have DK Metcalf become expendable because I don't know if he was originally in the deal or not. I'm sure it was running back centric, more or less. But you're able to throw DK Metcalf in there because you know you have a Chase coming off your bench.
I heard that Foster was pushing for Chase.
I heard he was pushing for Henderson.
And then I guess maybe, Tom pivoted, said, okay, I'll give you DK instead, which I mean, it just goes to volume, the depth of his team.
That exactly what we
like you said. Jake said off air, he hit on four players.
The four of them. He hit on Hollywood Brown, James Robinson, Jamar Chase, and so far Darrell Henderson.
Yeah. Well, Henderson, I don't think he got cheap. He got him right around 8 feet. But the other three, yeah.
I'm saying as
well,
far
Robinson was like 5th round too.
I'm saying as far as where people were like, I really don't want. Like he was one of them players who were like, I don't want this dude. You know what I mean? Like if he's there, I'll take him. He's one of them. If he's there, I'll take him. But I really don't want this. And I'm sure Tom did the same thing because, as we all were just talking about, Tom was trying to get rid of James Robinson. He was a throw-in earlier in the year. But he hit. He hit on 4 players, and he was able to
get rid of
his top players. And this is a deal where I think, as long as CMC's healthy and Jefferson was the throw-in, the extra player that you needed to get back, this is monumental for him.
Really quickly, quarterback 1 on his team, Tom Brady.
Okay.
Running back 1 in Derrick Henry, and the first overall pick in Christian McCaffrey. A little beat up, but we all would agree.
Yeah.
If he wasn't
when healthy, I mean, after that
top 5,
first week.
of course, always, and possibly number 1. Receiver. His third running back is running back 15 after even missing a week in Henderson. So we're saying top 3 RB1s.
He still has a 3-headed monster.
Yeah. Receivers.
A bigger 3-headed monster.
He has wide receiver 7 and wide receiver 8 on the year right now. Tight end 10, and defense and kicker are also both in the top 10.
Yeah,
it's a lot, dude.
Yeah.
It is. It's like it's hard to fathom.
The only spot he can conceivably upgrade with a trade is tight end now. Like, I mean, and even he doesn't have to.
And I mean, he knows it. He texted me earlier and said it. He said that he said I am still depth away from where I want to be, which to me is just saying he's 100% in this year. Which is it sucks to see because I don't have to play him again, but
can anyone beat him? On paper.
Not even on an average week. You literally need a down week. Like
what's his lowest scoring week? 117?
You can't. I don't think you can beat Tom right now with him playing average. He's going to be averaging 120.
A little ironic there. He drops the name Average Joe's.
He's averaging 120. He's going to be projected 120 plus every week. That's a great week for people.
Well, I believe our resident mathematician, Brian, pegged it right around 126.
Well, he's saying for the year, yeah. No, I think this week he's at 123 with McCaffrey. So he's going to be plus 120 projection-wise. And I know we always, their projections are projections, but to me it tells you where your team is that week and who they're playing and stuff like that. You know what I mean?
This team's monstrous.
Your projections pretty much tell you what your matchups are and how good your player could obviously potentially do, but he's going to be plus 120 every week, and like I said, an average week for Tom is going to be a fantastic week for Steve.
The last time we saw that was your first year with 10-man league at the time.
Almost 1,500 points I put up, and that was because of the 2 players. And Brady.
Yep.
6 years later, it's still because of Brady.
Still Brady.
But you are correct. Tom's scoring this year, every game over 115, his lowest is 117. 2 times over between 120 and 125, and 2 times over 150.
It's insane. 2 times over 150.
I put up 137 points this week, and I lost by double digits.
Yeah.
It's rough.
Really quickly,
it's rough, buddy.
Let's we could probably talk about Tom's team all day, but
yeah, that's enough about it.
Foster improved as well. He now has a starting lineup. He trotted out Malcolm Brown at running back last week.
2 weeks in a row.
2 weeks in a row due to his injuries.
I believe he scored less than 5 points combined, right? I know he had a big goose egg.
I think he scored less than 3 points combined.
Yeah, so getting that Robinson to lock in which I think Robinson turned the corner. Like I think Urban Meyer finally realized, like, hey, this is the guy.
Yeah, I think he forced his hand.
Yeah.
Urban, you're still a dope.
Damian Williams will have for a little bit now and then. He now has a pretty good deep receiver spot where he can plug in, Higgins, Smith, Metcalf, and Brown all on matchups and see 3 of them 4.
He's in a spot to make a move again. Like he has the wide receiver depth. When again, me and Tom were talking about. I talked to Tom all day, of course. People don't really want to trade for wide receivers, and they especially don't want to trade running backs for wide receivers. But he did put himself in a position with, I believe, 4 wide receivers now that he could potentially move for maybe an RB2 if he's able to get that. I still think he's a player away. Obviously, he still needs that other running back, but he put himself in a good spot.
This is probably long down the road. Like Kittle will be back, of course, for him too. He
Yeah.
has Josh Allen. He has Marlon Mack. Like if Marlon Mack were to get traded to somewhere where he's going to see more tick than Indianapolis,
he could flex player if he gets in the right.
Could very
situation.
easily, and like I think you mentioned it off air, but the third spot, even the one. Like I'm sitting in the one spot in the West right now. I don't feel comfortable.
Yeah.
So the West is wide open.
I think I don't want to spoil anything, but I think this has changed definitely the landscape of the West. I think Foster now. Power rankings may not confirm this, but I think Foster now is a better team than Brock, especially with Mike losing Clyde.
Yeah.
So I think that's definitely changed his playoff projections, whether Watson thinks so or not.
It's going to be fun. I mean, right now you've got 4 teams. It looks like that are fighting for that 3 spot. Not that Jose and Alex are out of it, but at 1 and 4, it's a little bit of a hole. But yeah, at 2 and 3, he's in a good spot. You kind of control your own destiny at that point. You just try out the players that you just traded for, and hopefully they do what you need them to do.
Yeah, crazy trade. Great for the league.
I
think everyone really loved seeing it come through, even though no matter what side you're on.
Yeah, even if you were one of
we
the ones
almost
that
heard.
lost out.
We almost heard from Alex today. That's how exciting today was.
Yeah, I think Brock thought about picking up today. Cool. Well,
Brock looked at his phone, raised his eyebrow slightly, put it back down.
This doesn't affect me at all.
Put in his bid for next week already. Put it down. Cool. Well, you kind of led into it, but we're going to jump right into, I think, the fan favorite segment, it seems to be. Everyone's talking about it.
Everybody's favorite segment.
So we're going to jump into Commissioner's Power Rankings. And kicking off at number 12, Brian. No, I'm kidding.
He would have been sick.
We would have been getting angry texts about that.
He would have texted us right now.
Yeah.
Like, yo, I heard that.
Sources are saying that. No, seriously, 12th spot, I'm going to put Steve. 1 and 4 on the year. Looking at his roster, he has Dalvin Cook, and that might be
Steve's in some trouble.
Yeah, he's averaging 88 points per game on the year, so under 90 on the year average, and I just haven't seen enough, like the Hunter Henry pickup, which we'll get to that too, off the waiver wire, but not enough to fill in his roster. He's literally relying on Dalvin Cook and maybe Keenan Allen to score about 50 points a week for him to even have a shot at breaking that 88 average. He's streaming quarterback. His tight end went down. He's just had a lot of injuries, but also I think see some better management as well. Steve at 12. Coming in at number 11, I have Jose, 1 and 4. Tough loss to myself. I don't think I really deserved that win, but he happened to put up less points than I did. Another 80-something point game on the week for Jose. Also someone who's struggling pretty mightily there.
He is decimated by injuries.
Yeah, Jose is not in a good position right now.
Had Saquon go down again. Lost. We'll talk about in the waivers, but lost out on a waiver this week as well. And had Russell Wilson go down. So he's struggling. Coming in at number 10.
Chris Carson as well.
We don't know. I think he's going to be a. No pun intended. He's going to be a pain in the neck the rest of the year. You're not going to know. He's going to start 1 week, leave in the second quarter,
I mean, they
play the full game the next, not play the next week. It's going to be a pain.
They never really clarified it, right? They just said it was a recurring issue.
I think he has like a herniated disc or something in his neck that's like a chronic condition or some shit like that. They think it's going to bother him for the rest of his career.
Yeah, that's not good.
That messes with your career neck injuries.
Yep. Number 10, Alex. Surprised, honestly, I thought he was going to be at the 12th spot forever.
He had a good game.
He had a very good game. He didn't pull out the victory, but he did put up a fight against you this week, and he won the week before. Mind you, I think he was playing Steve, who happens to be 12. But, Alex at number 10, not really much else to say there. Coming in at number 9. This is going to be a little bit of a shock, I think. I'm actually going to go with Brock. He's currently sitting in a playoff spot. It kind of gets tough. I feel like there's this group right there in the middle that, just looking at it, he happens to be the lowest of that tier for me, but I think he's still very well can make the playoffs, still can go on a run in the West. Like I said, it's pretty open. But for now, he's sitting at the 9th spot. At the 8th spot, I'm going to put Brian. No joke this time. 8th spot Brian. I can't wait to hear the points that he scored and how he should have done this and he would have started.
If he was in the West,
if he was in the West, his points would have gone up even more. And
if he played somebody's certain schedule, Brian would be this record and everything. Like that.
If my aunt had a dick, I call her my uncle. But
that's impressive. You got that right.
Yeah. Brian. Just take a look at his roster this week too. Because I'm actually playing him. It's the first time I really looked into his roster. I don't think he could go any more up. I think he's like at his peak, and it's kind of down from there. I think other teams, especially in the East, can only trend up from here. So I'm going with Brian at 8. At 7, I'm going to put Foster for right now. Going to see what this. I actually had them flip flop coming into it in my head, and with this trade, I think Foster
makes him a little,
I think Foster gets a little bit deeper. Foster at 7. Number 6, I'm going to go with. I have Charlie. So I think Charlie's team. He is the one I'm mainly speaking on, where he's just going to continue to climb the rankings. I think, barring an injury. I know Tyreek's a little beat up, but only looks like a better season from here on for Charlie. He's starting to get his running backs are starting to click, and if that happens,
he put himself in a position for almost high of the week out of nowhere.
He came very close.
Late Monday got very crazy.
He came very close. Thanks, Rodrigo.
Just lost what number I was on.
5. We're going on.
No,
Charlie was
6.
Thank you. 5. I am actually going to put gentleman to my right here, Solanic Sanitation. I think this is just going to show you how much I know we argue about it all the time in the chat, but the East is just doing better than the West this year. They just have better rosters constructed right now. There's no doubting that, no arguing against it. And I think right now, sitting at 3 and 2, you have the, one place away from first spot in the West, but I'm going to still put me a little bit above you until we can iron that out in the later in the season. I know we play each other 2 or 3 weeks towards the end there.
You might be 70 points behind you.
Yep.
But he's ahead of you.
Yeah. What are you going to do?
Hey, man.
4-1's 4-1.
That's how I was doing the math in my head. I was like, wait a minute, he didn't say his name yet.
Points.
Did you, would you rather have 500 points in 3 and 2? Or
Continue.
I'd rather be 4-1.
I'd rather be 4-1. I play for a record. But with that said, number 4, I'm going to put Matt.
Absolutely.
I'm going to put Matt there. Your game's going to actually be deciding to see who moves up in the rankings here. This next week we have the 4 versus the 5. I don't think you've ever beat Matt. Ever?
No.
That's this week?
Yep.
You're playing each other this week?
Yep.
Oh, nice.
This is the annual Mike and Matt Bowl, I guess. We only play each other every other year.
It sucks because he's not going to talk shit. He's not going to say anything.
Matt actually wished me a very nice at the beginning of the week. Good luck to you. Sent me a little GIF.
That's great. Number 3. Seriously, Matt, I think his RB2 spot is Trey Sermon. He's probably droppable by now. They gave him 2 carries, and that's with Elijah Mitchell just coming back from an injury.
I couldn't agree more.
They're on bye. He's droppable. But I also think his depth is kind of slacking there. I don't know if he's going to get a trade done or anything. Number 3, I'm going to put myself right now. I think the reason I'm putting myself, it's been terrible. It hasn't been great. It's been ugly. But still 4-1. I still think, and maybe this is me being biased because my team, I still think I have a pretty deep bench. Buys are coming up. I don't think I'm going to be as impacted by buys as others. I have Elijah Mitchell on my bench. Julio should be coming back healthy. I don't think Allen Robinson going to be doing much worse than he's doing right now. So there should be if another week goes by, I don't see those people, I will move on from them. But number 2, guy to my left, Jake. You could have taken over the number 1 spot.
I was number 1. I could have held on to
You could have, held on to the number 1 spot. But
hell of a game.
Great game. Great game. Yeah. Deep team. Good running back.
Yeah, we're good.
Decent
we're
receiver.
Ready.
I think we're going to see these two again.
That'll be it. That'll be
some playoff action.
The next time I can play my shield is in the playoffs.
Someone has to go to 4-1. One have to go to 3 and 2. I mean,
yeah, it is what it is. What it is. Put up 137 points. I kept pace. I'm now 11 points and a loss behind Tom. So after all them points and all the shit we're talking about, Tom's team, I'm 11 points behind.
It's crazy though. You had like 150 last week, right? I mean, he just 1 week. He just
and then 137.
And number,
it is crazy.
Number 1. I mean, we've talked about it plenty of times. Tom has
tired of talking about this guy.
Possibly the best roster we've seen so far.
He's town right now.
Yeah. And it looks like he's still trying to make some additional moves. So the only thing is he has both Minnesota receivers on his team.
Something's gonna happen.
Something will happen.
The other shoe's got to drop with them. You would assume you don't keep both of them, but they're both scoreable players. It just puts you in a position on who to start.
Limited upside.
Like that. Yeah.
And we've seen what happened with Jose. I mean, Jose went in with 12 Seahawks on his team, and I think he
came out with
he's
1.
1-4, and averaging.
He's got 1 left.
Yeah, I mean that's another thing that puts you at risk because I mean not only are you dependent upon those 2 players not getting hurt, if Kirk gets hurt, they're both screwed.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think he'll probably look to move him like Jake says.
Yeah, but that sums it up for the power rankings. Can't wait to hear all the chatter and the texts and lack of comments on it, but still people thinking they should be higher than they
like
are.
the video.
Yeah.
hard.
Can't wait to hear how everyone should be number one, and Tom's team's not as great and shouldn't be number one, but yep, that'll be all. We now are going to move into the let's talk about the waivers a little bit first.
Okay.
Yeah.
Big waiver pickup this week.
Big waiver.
Which was obviously under talked. I don't know how do we word that? Not talked about as much because of what happened.
The trade, yeah.
But it's a lot of money spent on a player for a few weeks.
$62 worth.
Meant to be 52, but
yes,
unfortunately it was 62.
The thing is, I noticed this as well. When you go in the ESPN in the app and you try to put in your keypad, it looks a little different. The 6 does look a little bit like a 5.
Oh, well, okay.
So, not the.
That's fine.
I'm sure I believe him. 52. Unfortunately, we don't.
He got him. Right?
We don't reimburse.
He got
him. Yeah. I don't know if he's trying to get that $10 back. But.
So there was 4 bids.
Yeah.
We had the 62. I had put in 25. I believe 23. Do we
Jose
know?
had 52.
There were actually there
Jose?
were 9 total bids on.
Oh, there was 4 high.
4 on Tony.
Oh, I'm sorry, I got that wrong. 9 total bids on Booker.
Yeah, everybody and their mother wanted that guy.
Alex?
No, I don't think.
So.
I think Alex
his phone
overslept.
died.
Yeah, Alex overslept.
You overslept for the waivers? The 2 days you get?
He did tell me to eat shit though after I beat him. So
That's
he noticed. He knew he lost. Yeah.
All right, that's where we're getting.
Apparently, rumors are out there too that he's changed employment, so he may be available on Sundays. So we might
get an
we may
The draw might grace us with his presence.
We might get a text from Alex on Sunday now.
Maybe he'll start his lineup at 9:30 instead of 10 o'clock or whatever the fuck we start.
All right, so we had 9 bids on Booker. All right, so it was basically Brian and Jose.
The big 2, yeah. Brian dropped 62. Jose had 52.
Okay.
Which, if you're Jose, has to sting because he needed him bad.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think he was from chatter too. Like he's been trying to move Barkley, but his asking price was high. I bet you he thought he was going to get Booker, and his whole thing was like, why do I want to sell him low when?
Well, to throw it out there, I had texted him and said, look, I won't give you any. I'm not giving you anything too much value on my team for Barkley, but if you do want Booker, I wouldn't mind spending my fab on him to get Barkley. So.
Yeah.
I offered that. I mean, I had a little bit more money than him. Figured I'd give him a little bit more of a chance if he wanted that. I know it was just a rental, but I think he thought that he was gonna get him.
Yeah.
And everything was gonna be okay for a little while. He was gonna be able to stay afloat. And
far from okay.
Bry came and unfortunately Bry hit the 6 instead of 5.
The crazy thing too is Jose's team.
Jose and Steve both remind me of that meme where the dog's sitting in the house that's on fire and it's just like, this is fine.
Yeah.
That's the
well, Steve, and not to transition to his team, but Steve seems to think that Dalvin Cook is single-handedly going to win him some games, and the East is still, he's going to catch up and have a chance. So.
Well, I mean, Steve did make a move this week. He spent $7 on a tight end, Hunter Henry.
Not bad, yeah.
He's, I guess, trying to construct a new roster. I don't even know who he had.
Can he?
It's just he's putting band-aids over.
Was there an update?
Holes.
Was there an update on ESPN?
What?
Can you plug Hunter Henry in at running back? Or?
Did I say that?
No. I just.
I gotcha. I'm like, did I say that?
Well, no. I think in Steve's defense, I think Steve also especially after that trade today. He's seeing, Foster just traded a hurt CMC for, all the Kings,
also,
all King Midas's silver. So,
admittedly, you're catching me off a little bit of a bitter because Steve and I were talking for Cook and he decided not to go through. So a little bit bitter right now.
Alright, so this is coming from a different spot.
So not only are the power rankings biased, the trade talks are too.
But there you go. You got a lot of red on his team. Cook.
Yeah, I think he's just. I think he sees what Foster just got, and he's in rough shape
He's
too.
got a lot of red there.
But yeah,
I think our trade would have brought him to 9th in the power rankings instead of 12. I mean,
there you go, kids. You just got to pay off the commission. You want to move up?
Yeah. I think it would better to squat. But, yeah, that's Booker was the main one. I think he's very. You plug him in. He had a great year last year when he had to fill in for Saquon. So
got a lot of work in that game. Once
it's
Saquon
a good.
Went down.
Or was it Saquon last year? He was on. No, who was Wayne Gallman filled in for Saquon last year? Had a really good game. So
it's a good pickup, especially with Kamara being on bye. I mean, Brian kind of needed it, to be honest with you. He did need a running back, but there's a lot of money.
Yep.
Especially for someone who was available right after you got him.
Yeah.
I mean, I think we...
Wait, did Bry try to trade him
this morning, Brian. He was available at 7 o'clock this morning.
Has that worked out for anyone yet? Like, I don't understand.
No. I mean, I think people thought I was trying to do that. That was not really my intention when I picked up Piron.
That was the word on the street.
Yeah, it wasn't my intention. It was...
You want to move on to Tony, though?
Yeah, next guy, I think I end up snagging Odell Beckham Jr. for $17, which is...
Odell Beckham Jr.
Yes. Kadarius Toney, though, seriously, he looks legit, man.
He looked fantastic.
Got a hell of a right
He
hook.
looked
I don't know.
fantastic.
If football doesn't work out, guy, he might be fighting Fury next week. But yeah, he looks electric when he touches the ball. He honestly looks like a guy that like we would play with it like whist. Like dudes just cutting, we're making cuts and we're like 13, 15, we feel like we're running past people and it's like that's what he's doing to NFL players.
Yeah, you look good. It was a good pickup.
$17 also was the number that I picked up Justin Jefferson for last year.
A little bit of luck.
So,
we're rolling with that.
So if you want to beat Joe on the waiver wire, you got to spend $18.
That's the number. I don't plan on changing my strategy. So yeah, he's probably going to get thrown right in the starting lineup this week, even though I'm playing the Rams defense.
You have to, right?
Yeah, we just hopes that maybe
no
Slade doesn't
suspension,
play.
right? He didn't get anything for this.
No.
He's getting fined, but that's about
Yeah,
it.
he'll be all right. He's practicing too. I know he like banged up his ankle or something. But
Yeah, he came out and said he was
he's
fine.
questionable.
yeah, he's practicing.
He's
good.
Beat reporter interviewed him today, and he said he's good. He's good to go.
The kid, he's got juice, man. He's
He's a good pickup.
2 tight ends off the board.
Henry, we talked about at 7 for Steve. I picked up Ertz at $6.
Talk about that a little bit. You now have
I have
three
tight ends.
tight ends.
I like the matchup. Once I saw Goddard was out, I don't really. Cook is touchdown.
Is Cook a drop now?
Most likely, yeah.
Try to trade Tom.
I had other pickups in and it just worked out the way that I didn't happen to drop him.
Gotcha.
But I saw that Goddard was going to be out, so I figured Ertz was, especially going against Tampa Bay. You figured Eagles. We'll touch on this a little later, but you figured Eagles be down a little bit. I thought that would be my best move for the week. Cool. I figured $6 was a nice amount for him.
Yeah,
I don't know if anybody bid on him or not. I have no idea.
No, I mean that's the whole point. I mean, $6 isn't the end of the world.
No, that's
if I were to move Hawkinson, I was looking at Ertz too.
Yeah, I just thought, like I said, between the two, with Pitts being off because he finally hit last week. With him being off, I just thought that was the better matchup, and I was willing. I think I got Cook for 0, so to pick them both up for $6 total wasn't the end of the world.
Couple additional running backs. We had Jerick McKinnon to Brian for a couple bucks. I think good deal. You get him on.
He got $3, so his other numeric keys do work.
Yeah.
Well, it's not just the 6 and the 2.
So Matt had gotten D. Williams the week before for free.
Yeah.
And I was saying to him, once the injury happened, McKinnon was the one that started the next drive. I think he got the first 3 plays, and then it kind of transitioned to Williams. So it'll be interesting to see what they do with a full week of practice.
McKinnon's the pass down back.
Well, that's what So it would be.
They were down.
They were thrown into the fire there. It'd be nice to see what it looks like once everything. Once you get a week of practice in.
I'll go on record. I actually think Darrell Williams is going to be better for fantasy than Clyde Edwards-Helaire.
I had D. Williams last year.
That is a scorcher.
Yeah, I will say Darrell Williams is going to, depending on how many weeks, I will say that in the weeks that he plays will average more points than Clyde Edwards-Helaire.
I had to start him a couple times last year, and he did. I think the 1 week he scored 2 touchdowns. He did.
Clyde's out for 4 to 6 weeks.
He's on the IR, so.
Who was that?
Clyde.
No,
Clyde.
Brock.
Oh yes, Brock.
Yeah.
Also contributed to Brock's power.
Brock's just getting fucking smashed. I mean, everyone's getting smashed. Knock on wood, I haven't got hit. But,
yeah, all we hear is about this fucking the West stinks. All of our rosters are depleted.
Just injured.
Julio didn't play football since fucking week 1. Who knows what happened there? You got Miles Sanders forgot to play football. Bunch of other running backs though. I grabbed Jeff Wilson Jr. for $0. Tom grabbed David Johnson $0 to him on his bench. He was out there. I think it's just he traded away to get a little bit of running back.
I picked up Devontae Freeman.
Actually, I want to talk to you about that too.
Did you do that after?
Yeah, that was like
okay.
Devontae Freeman just.
I saw him. He had a couple catches last week, and it was like I said, the P-Ron thing last week was I thought I had a deal in place for McCaffrey. I wanted to pick up a player because I would have been down 2 more players that week. I wanted to kind of have somebody to throw in there, but I dropped P-Ron for Freeman.
And then David Njoku got picked up. Kickers, Mecole Hardman, and
a bunch of stuff that doesn't really matter.
The Miami defense. Any talking points there?
No, somebody dropped the Cowboys defense. Who've been, I don't know if they've been fantasy playing well, but obviously they've been playing pretty good.
Brian dropped them
They're playing all right because
and they have New England this week.
what's his name? Diggs' brother.
He's got a bunch of interceptions.
He's 6 interceptions.
I don't know fantasy points.
Yeah, they're 7.
Have they been? They're 7. All right, yeah, I mean that was kind of an odd drop to me.
12, 7, and 9 points.
Well, Brian has the Bills too, so I think he's confident with the Bills. And they're playing the Titans this week, so
yeah, it makes sense.
The Cowboys, to your point, do have New England, then they're on bye, but then they go Minnesota, Denver, Atlanta. So some good matchups there.
Yeah. I mean,
Minnesota, you're probably tough matchup there, but
Atlanta's shaky. It's like every year with them, dude. It's like they fall behind, and you don't know what the hell Matt Ryan's going to do that week. He might throw fucking 4 touchdowns that week.
Yeah. Fun little stat that I don't like to see as an Eagles fan is every single week they've had 2 interceptions.
That's not good. They're a good team. Let's not talk about that.
Yeah.
Let's stick to fantasy.
That does it for the waivers, though. Anything else we're missing from the waivers before we move on?
No, it was an interesting week. We had some money spent this week. Obviously, the big one. But
how much money does Brian have left now?
And that can't be a lot.
$30. Me and him both have 30.
Yeah, can't be a lot.
Yeah. Cool. We can.
Cool.
Wait, do you guys hear that?
No.
Guess who's back? Back again.
Yeah.
Ben is back.
I didn't know he was going to show up today, but
nobody
here he
is
is
going to show up today. But guess who's back?
Right.
Benny boy.
Bring us into the Ben Simmons Loser of the Week award.
Funny thing is, we didn't even talk about who the Loser of the Week was. I guess I'm the Loser of the Week.
Well, did you win?
I won.
I also won.
Matt won. I didn't win.
You did not win.
Can you be a Loser of the Week, though, and score 130?
7.
Find out. Jake, you...
First one.
Well, see, this is the thing. On the week where Ben Simmons reports back to the Sixers, we have someone Loser of the Week with 130 points,
So we're hoping that maybe this is the juju that we need for this asshole.
We're not a basketball show, but...
We're not a basketball show.
We hate him.
Do you want... It's weird. I hate his guts, but I acknowledge that, we probably are a better team with him playing.
You have a chance to win a championship.
Yeah.
If he shoots the ball.
So, I want him to play, but I was telling Mike earlier, I
literally want to rip his head off.
Nothing would make me happier than for Portland to suck and us to be great.
And then for him to finally be...
And then, mid-season, right when we're about to be a 1 seed and they're, not even in the playoffs, we swap him for, C.J. McCollum or Dame Miller.
Awesome.
That would be
honestly
fantastic.
hope this dude goes to Singapore to play basketball because I hate him.
Yeah.
And I'm sick that I am the loser.
Okay.
But welcome back.
Well, yeah, he's back here. He's back in our hearts, back on our table. And Ben Simmons, Loser of the Week. Jake, I think that's your second time having it?
No, it's my first time.
First time?
Yeah,
So we've all had it
I've been
once.
keeping track. This is my first time. Yeah.
We've all had it once, and Matt had it once as well. So everyone on this show has had it once, and Steve, I think we're being generous.
Honestly, I think we're letting Steve out it.
Steve is the Ben Simmons Loser of the Year. He does not need an award weekly.
That might be the new gift you send him every day.
The week literally, they all kick his ass.
Should we all just start sending Steve the Ben Simmons almost dunk and then pass
That's
the ball?
Steve.
Yeah.
Poor Steve.
Poor Steve.
Cool. Let's move on to the next one. We want to do a recap. Thursday? Let's do Thursday.
You want to run through the games real quick?
Let's do Thursday.
All right, let's do Thursday. I think everyone knows what happened this week, right?
Yeah. Thursday night.
Who's playing?
Well, I hope both teams show up.
Not looking good for us, guys. Not looking good for us.
I know the Bucks are going to show up.
Oh, did Bucks are playing this week?
They have the Philadelphia Eagles, the 2-3 Philadelphia Eagles.
You play the Bucks this week?
Coming off of a great win at Carolina. Quarterback looking electric.
I still don't know how we won.
It felt like they were down 20 points the whole game, and then all of a sudden they got that block kick, and it was like, yo, they're about to win this game.
Ice in Jalen Hurts' veins came down, led them to victory.
Confidence
all the whole way through, and the defense stepped up.
Win's a win, man.
The kid is just excelling.
A quarterback's a quarterback.
And so Eagles versus the Bucks. Last I checked here coming in, the Eagles are home, but the Bucks are 6.5-point favorites.
That line has gone down.
It's gone down. It was 7 when I looked.
It went to 6.5. We talked about the end
of
the work.
Some confidence.
The guy asked me. I said, dude, the Eagles are going to cover this week. Brady has a hand injury. They're going to run the ball. I think they're going to run the ball a little bit more, and I think the Eagles are going to be able to not win, but I think the Eagles are going to be able to stay in the game and get that late touchdown or field goal at the end, just to give them a couple points to get them inside 7. Telling you, Eagles on the cover this week.
I think I like the Eagles on the cover, But over under, not including Jalen Hurts' rushes, 9.5 rushing attempts.
Under.
Not including?
Not including Jalen Hurts.
Under. Hammer the under on that one.
Will they go into double digits with their running backs or receiver end arounds or something?
Against this team? Absolutely not.
No, yeah. I don't say that's going to go over. I'm telling you, I think Brady's going to run the ball this week. I think this game's going to be somewhat close early. Tampa Bay pulls away a little bit, and then the Eagles get that late score. So, yes, I'll say they go over in the first half.
In the first half.
In the first half.
Over the
10 rushing attempts in the first half.
In the first half.
I better change my lineup.
Well, let's talk about lineups. So, we'll start on the Buccaneers side of the ball. Take the Bucs side.
Obviously, Tom Brady with the hand injury. I think you still got to start him. He's the quarterback 1 on the year.
Quarterback 1. I saw someone NFL Network was talking about the Eagles defense a little bit, and they had a pretty funny quote for NFL Network. I forget what they said. They said something about our safeties and where they play, but to their point, I don't know if our safeties play.
No, they kind of just sit there, they rub around, they make sure we have enough people on the field, and that's about it.
That's 11.
We're good.
Yeah,
we're good.
Evans, Godwin, Antonio Brown, fire them all.
You start every single Buccaneer.
Yeah, who's having, I guess, the worst year? Godwin, right? He had a couple big games early. Evans had the past 2. AB had the first one. I think
AB also had a big
another
game,
one. Yeah, I think
against the Dolphins last week.
So, who do the Eagles put Slay on? Or does he just stay one side of the field? Does he roam and cover Evans? Because if so...
I mean,
it's hard.
Yeah, they have everyone.
Because then what do you do? So Gronk's probably not playing, right? So
he's not. Gronk's out.
Yeah. So you're going to be missing him, thank God. But yeah, I mean, all right, so say you do that. Who... Yeah, who's Steve Nelson? Is he following somebody around? What are you doing? What's going on the other side of the field?
I think if they do put Slay on Evans, I would rank Godwin over Evans this week. Slay has been really good this year.
He's played.
Yeah, I was talking a lot of shit on him.
He's been very good this year. I'm pretty sure he held all of those that he's been covering to under 40
he just
yards.
roughed up DJ Moore.
Yeah. He's been doing very well this year.
But yeah, with that said, I think
he's one of the only 2 good starting defensive players we have. So
Cameron Brate. Play Cameron Brate.
No, I think there's too much here. If Brady's going to throw the ball, I just don't think there's enough footballs to go around to have him be. Buys are kicking in this week, but I don't think he would be a viable option this week for tight end.
And then you're not playing Ronald Jones even against the Eagles defense.
Nah.
You are playing Lenny though.
Yeah, I'm definitely playing for him.
What about Gio? Gio offer anything?
No? In my opinion, he's probably a really deep league flex if you have to, but I'd rather not play him.
With buys kicking in earlier in the year, we talked about once this starts coming around. With buys coming in, possibly. I'm like Joseph. I think in a deeper league, maybe a 14-team league or something. But I think there's enough talent for you to grab and not have to start Gio as a flex this week.
Would you rather do Gio or the man on the other side, Kenneth Gainwell?
I would personally.
I think the new Kenny G.
I think he offers a lot more.
I just think the game script's going to favor him far more than a favor.
I just think what you're getting with Bernard, and Gainwell could potentially get he can potentially get the runs, he can get the catches. All of a sudden, he can become the guy out of nowhere. Where we know Bernard, that's not going to happen. You know what I mean? And I was completely wrong with Godwin. 19, 14, 16, 7, 10.
Yeah, I feel like all 3. They've all been eaten. Every single.
He put 1 game under double digits.
7. That was it.
That was against me.
Yeah, dude, those.
Of course it was.
Best defensive.
Joe. Playing Joe. They go. The other team goes to sleep.
Are we missing anyone on Tampa Bay side? Oh, the defense. You play the defense.
Actually, I wrote them down. Personally, it sucks because it's the Eagles. So I'm going to tell you no. Yeah, but
you do.
Most likely, you probably should play them this week.
Yeah.
It's just the Eagles have. What they put up 21 last week. Hurts kills you from a fantasy aspect because it's just yards. You know what I mean? In our league, you lose points for the yards. It's not so much the points, but once you hit, 300 yards, you can actually get into the negatives. You start losing points for after that, and with them they get down, and it's the Eagles. So
Ryan stuck up. You excited about firing him up there?
No, I can care less about kickers. I can't wait till they're gone.
Same. Whose fault that was. Speaking of fault. Man in the green shirt gets to talk about the green team. So,
man.
It's actually how I decided.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, nice.
Eagles. Playing Hurts. He's
you have to.
been a top 10 quarterback every week, I think.
Definitely. I think he might be
He's a
top
top
five
five.
every week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He is. Yeah.
That rushing upside is just.
Well,
we saw it last week. I mean, he had
yeah.
3 shitty quarters, and then he finishes with
All of a
what
sudden.
22
All of a sudden.
20
points.
or something like that, or
Yeah.
22. Yeah. Yeah. He's quarterback 6 on the year. Running backs, you are the owner of both. So no one can tell us better.
Oh
than what you're thinking
man,
right now.
Miles.
Who you starting?
No, you know what? It's Nick Sirianni's fault. Sirianni, run the fucking ball. You can't. If you're desperate for a flex, I'm starting Gainwell. I'm not touch. I'm a Miles believer, truther, big fan. Everybody knows that I've had him all 3 years he's been in the league. You can't. Just the lack of rushing attempts.
It's time to give
And
it a
against this rushing defense, the Buccaneers are the #1 rushing defense in the league, aren't they?
Yes.
Like you can't,
Yeah.
unless you're absolutely desperate.
All right, so you said on one more week this happens again where he's irrelevant. Does he become a drop?
I don't know if you can drop him just based on his talent and just the nature of the position. Like personally, I don't think I will drop him, but
But the
he'll
value,
sit on my
the value's
yeah.
just
It's
plummeted.
gone. It's
Yeah,
gone. The value's already gone.
Yeah, it's just plummeted.
It's already gone. Like he's. I mean, he may have a little bit more value in our league just because we're all Eagles fans, but he's not worth anywhere near what he was drafted at.
Yeah.
I'm going to give you the same question I gave for the backup running backs. Would you rather, at this point in time, have Leonard Fournette on your team or Miles Sanders?
Leonard Fournette.
Leonard Fournette.
Yeah.
What about? Got to dig a little deeper here then.
He wasn't expecting that.
Miles Gaskin.
I believe. Well, that's tricky because Gaskin just had a big game, but I still think I would lean Sanders there.
Two more.
Just slightly, but I mean, like Jake said, it's getting real dicey. Sanders does, in his defense, have some pretty good matchups once we get on the other side of the Buccaneers. Go ahead.
No, continue. I'm.
But yeah, once we get on the other side of the Buccaneers, if he doesn't pick it up, then
Okay.
he's just a bench.
Good matchups, as in like the good matchups that he's had in Kansas City and San Fran.
He had a decent game against Atlanta.
Decent, yeah. He didn't get in the end zone, right?
No, he did not, but he still had like 15 points or something like that.
Really quickly, Sanders or Zach Moss?
You gotta go Zach Moss. Yeah,
Moss.
dude, everybody on that team scores.
Definitely
Everybody
Zach
on that team scores.
And then asking for a friend, Miles Sanders or Elijah Mitchell?
Mitchell. Not this week though.
No, I
I
hear you.
agree a lot.
Yeah, no, you can't until you see it. You can't.
How do you feel about Ertz this week?
How do I feel about Ertz?
Ertz, yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Solid play this
yeah,
week, right,
exactly.
with
Yeah.
Goddard being out.
Goddard's out on the COVID
Start.
list. I mean, you can throw on the Buccaneers.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, they're
You can throw on the Buccaneers, and like those shallow inside routes usually work on them. So
Yeah, I thought he'd be a pretty good
Ertz is a good play. I'm playing Devontae Smith.
You're playing him?
Yeah, I would play him.
Out of all, obviously, you're playing him. Are you playing any other Eagles wide receiver?
I don't think so.
No.
I don't think. I think I stop at Smith. I mean, Rager.
Is Quez a pickup?
Yeah, I think Quez is.
I don't know if he's
holding a
rostered
very
in our
deep
league,
in a deep league. Because I mean, he's got the runaway speed potential, but the flip side of that is Hurts' deep ball leaves a lot to be desired.
I think one of them's still waiting to come back.
I think if anything, you got a free spot. Maybe not. I guess this week would be the last time, and then if you don't see it, move on.
Yep, I agree. And you are not playing the Eagles defense.
No, under no circumstances, no.
I assume you also don't want to
start
talk about Jake Elliott.
You start no defenses against the Buccaneers. Yeah, Tom Brady is on a mission to just kill everyone and everyone. Jake Elliott. We'll see. I think going back to what I said, I think the Eagles will be able to move the ball a little bit. That's why I actually am starting Jake Elliott. I think you're going to see a lot of field goal attempts. Yeah.
Do you know how much a pirate pays for corn? About a Buccaneer.
It's quality programming we bring you here on the East Meets West.
We give you it all, and soon to be changed. It's not used to that name here in America.
We've only done 2.5 seasons of it.
That wraps up the Thursday breakdown there. Are we closing the show? We haven't.
Yeah, you just want to do the
we got games this week.
Yeah, we'll do the Week 6 preview,
Right.
Game of the week, our predictions, and then
call it a day. Let's get into our matchups.
Yeah, Mass Singer's coming on.
Week 6, yes, Mass Singer is coming on. Not a sponsor, no free ads.
Nothing here.
Doing very well. I knew that was Dwight Howard the whole time. Spoiler alert.
We should just start giving Masked Singer spoilers every Wednesday.
People are like, what the fuck?
The baby's Larry the Cable Guy.
I got that right too.
Hey.
We're gonna start losing subscribers.
Yeah,
Damn it, we're never hitting 30 now.
Fox is gonna flag us.
28 takes us 2 years away from getting to 30.
All right, let's start with the potential game of the week: Jose versus Steve.
That's the Leota laugh. If I ever see
Over under 190 points in this game combined.
Give me the over.
The over?
Yeah, give me the over.
You think they're hitting 200?
Under. Yeah, definitely.
As of right now, the projection is
I
about.
like that. Hold on, Steve and Jose.
That's what, 90 a pop.
They're
Right?
they're at about 190 right now, 189.
What was it?
I
190? How about
190.
193? How about we bump it up a little bit? Because I think their projections are probably going to be like 200.
Okay, 193.
193 and a half. Over under.
That's real close.
Total points. Not even who wins the game. We don't give a fuck who wins the game. We just want to know how many points they're going to score.
See, I can't see the rosters. I don't have my phone's recording.
Yeah, I got you.
Give me.
Steve's at 102. Steve is projected. We have teams that are projected 120 something points. Steve's at 102. Steve's at 3 years.
I'll take the over. I'll take the over.
All right, Mike over.
Just slightly.
I was gonna say I feel like I should take the over, but like if you told me 195, I take the under.
Oh yeah.
So
Joe,
let's not get crazy.
I will take the over at like one. Literally, I think it's gonna be like a couple points over.
I'm gonna go under. Now, who wins the game?
That.
Jose with a defense will probably be around 95 to Steve's 102.
I think Steve wins this
Steve
week.
wins the
Yeah.
game.
So Jose does have Saquon hurt, Ridley on bye, Russell Wilson hurt.
He's starting Chenault right now. He has nobody else that he can throw in.
Jose is literally like when there's like a disaster with a ship, like he's just like the wreckage that
He
floats.
has Chris Carson, who might not even play this week.
Exactly. He
He
is destroyed.
And he has
And,
nobody to
and
pick up.
Alex Collins is on Steve's team.
Rondell Moore
Give me Steve.
will potentially be his.
I think this is a sweep for Steve.
Yeah, I can't not pick Steve. Steve.
Cool. Let's go into the next game. We have. This is all. We're interdivision games.
Yeah,
So,
absolutely. Good week. Fun week this week.
Yeah. We have.
It's fun to be here this week. It'll be a fun Sunday.
Yes.
Because we should all be playing each other. Usually it's just the East here and then used to.
Yes. Yeah. We'll.
We are the
little
West,
interaction this
the
week.
West
Well,
delegates.
the one East opponent is the one I'm playing that doesn't show up.
So you won't have no.
Yeah, he's got a dog shit.
I'll talk shit for someone else. Brock, hit me up if you want me to talk shit for you this week.
There we go.
Speaking of
My phone go off?
Speaking of Brock is playing Charlie. Charlie at a 116 projection. Brock at a 106.
Char by 10.
Yeah, I'm taking Charlie.
Char by 10. Let me stop you right there. Go, Chuck, go!
Just to dive into
Believe
it
in
a
that
little
kid.
bit, yeah, Brock doesn't really have a tight end to start. Sitting at 107 to Charlie's 116 and a half, so 10 and a half. Yeah, I'm going to go Char there.
Very loose end, that Brock.
And just a quick note, I like, he did have a groin injury, but for the price, I like DeAndre Swift on your daily fantasy this weekend. Keep it moving.
Pretty good at that.
Yeah.
We should start doing next week. Why don't we have you do a daily fantasy segment?
Wow, that's a good idea.
I don't know.
Maybe we'll do that. Tune in next week. We
might have a new name and a new
a
segment.
new segment.
7,100 on FanDuel. So.
And Brock and Jose, or Steve and Jose, might flip flop in the power rankings.
They might. So.
Who are you taking?
One of them will still only have
Char.
one win.
East across the board so far. Let's. Well, I think that one's going to continue. Alexander's Greats taking on Joe's Gymnasium.
Poor Alex.
Another question here: if you cut Tom's points in half, do you think he's going to outscore Alex?
It's going to be close.
No. I would love to say yes, but no.
Tom is right now about a 25-point favor.
Really? I mean, CMC's got to play for him to hit that, right?
CMC does have to play. God forbid he doesn't. He throws Thielen.
What if he lost at Alex? Jesus Christ.
If he loses
Jake
to Alex.
Jake would be dancing in the street.
This is what I need. Like, I need Tom to lose these games. Being that I don't play him again, I would like to see him beat up on the East. But if he
And
could,
lose the
this
West.
would
Yeah.
give me my opportunity to still get that one seed. If
Well,
I
you got the
continue-
one man who definitely can't do it going
Right
up against
now.
I was saying,
him. Yeah.
I think so. Tom played. Who did Tom play week 1 in the West? He played
Was it
Foster.
Yeah.
So Tom plays Foster, Alex, Jose, and Brock this year. He doesn't play me or Mike.
Cupcake.
Yeah. So
So-
happens when you're in the bottom 3, right?
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Runs the board, gets the best team and the best schedule.
Did Tom tank last year? Is that what it was?
Playing
I
for
think
ping pong balls.
I think he might have tanked. He knew this all along.
We might have to
That
come up
emblem
with
was put together way too quick.
We might have to come up with a Martino rule.
He knew what he was doing. All right, Tom, we're on to you.
Are we all picking Tom?
Oh
Right?
yeah.
Not even close.
Why did we even
Can
discuss
we pencil
that?
him in for next week too? Can we just put
Yeah.
Tom?
Who's he
Tom,
playing next week? Yeah, Tom.
Tom.
All right, let's get to next game here. We have also someone coming off that big trade, El Tigre Azul, taking on the Global Gym Purple Cobras.
Putting Foster's lineup in, I just did it real quick.
You guys are close, right?
I would guesstimate about 111 for.
All right, so you're about 3-point favorite.
111.
I'm trying doing the math real quick, but yeah, he looks like he would be right around 111 if he started.
Really close game.
Higgins,
Yeah, I take a look.
Metcalf, Robinson, Damian Williams, and
Yeah.
he would be able to either keep Smith for Higgins or move Higgins for Hollywood Brown, depending on who he like, and Njoku for, I would believe he switches Hooper and Njoku, which is another 1 point. So yeah, it'll be around 110, 111 for him. I'm sitting currently at 114.2, and that's pretty much where I'll be. My Earth substitution would put me at like 114 and a half.
Yeah.
I have a lot of good matchups. this week.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that.
I do. I
You do have some good ones. Yeah.
Patty going against, and I got lucky because I do have 3 starters on bye. But even Cook going against the 30th ranked Baltimore, against tight ends, the 30th ranked defense.
Yeah.
Waddle going against Jacksonville, I kind of need to start him this week. Mooney going against Green Bay, another, I think, pretty good matchup.
You're starting Mooney?
As of right now, yeah, he is in my starting lineup. I'm actually thinking about starting 2 tight ends this week.
Tell me about it.
Yeah, I really am thinking
Chicago
about starting
offense.
When
Cook.
Gronk gets healthy, I think I might have to start.
I think
Oh.
I might start Cook and Ertz this week, and this might be a play going forward. If I can, God, it's on COVID, but if anything was to happen to him, he misses time. Ertz is a very viable option, I think, especially in that offense.
Yeah. I think he was criminally disrespected.
Check down with this dude. Check down with
in
this
the
dude.
offseason,
You know what I mean?
pre-drafts.
Last 3 games, 7 targets, 8 targets, 6 targets.
Yeah.
So
I
But
would
yeah,
say,
give me Jake.
I would say me and Foster will be close. I think it's going to be a close game. This is a game I really can't afford to lose.
I think your most important players have good matchups though. Like
so do I.
Taylor,
I think Patty had a
Taylor's
bad
got a good
week.
matchup.
Yeah.
Gibson's got a pretty good matchup.
Everyone,
Yeah.
he's got Kansas City.
I will say, Foster also has good matchups.
Yeah, Allen against Tennessee.
And-
This could be a Patty versus Allen.
Yeah.
I don't know. How are the Steelers against
He's got Malcolm Brown
receivers?
against
I know
Jackson.
he's got DK against the Steelers with
Yeah.
a backup quarterback.
Robinson going against Miami. I mean, he does. He does have
Yeah.
some good matchups.
I'm actually going to go Foster, and I think the Ravens' defense against tight end, too, is a little misleading. They have played this year TJ Hawkinson, Mark Andrews, Travis Kelce, and Darren Waller all in the first 5 weeks. So,
You are a closet Ravens fan.
yeah.
He is.
He's a
I'm-
closet
I'll say this though: the
Ravens
Ravens are frauds.
I think their defense stinks.
With that said, most likely Ertz is
The
my
Browns are
starter.
going to win that.
Yeah. I think defense stinks. I want you to start the better tight end. I want you to beat Foster.
Yeah, I am.
So,
Same.
but yeah, that's just something to point out that I noticed when I first looked at Lamar's schedule. I was like, oh shit, they play a lot of good tight ends to start off the year. But yeah, I'm going to take Foster, unfortunately. I think he's going to sneak this one out from the trade. Going into my game here, me versus Brian.
Do
Brian
you know he can't grow a beard?
right now is a Foster.
Yeah.
Me neither. Brian is a 5-point favorite. He has Kamara on bye. I have Corey Davis and Elijah Mitchell on bye.
Are you set? Your lineup's pretty. Oh, you got Tony. You probably throw Tony in if he's playing.
I'll probably go up another point or two.
Okay.
But
All right, so these are pretty much even for the week.
yeah, it's almost a toss
Let's
up.
check these matchups. Murray, who is hurt, he I believe had a shoulder problem.
That would be
Something like
huge. Yeah.
That would be massive.
Booker's a little bit of a wild card. You got Johnson going up against Seattle's defense, who has not looked good at all. Does Brian start AB?
I think he
I
does
think
have
he
him
will,
starting. Yeah.
No, he doesn't. I'm talking about Antonio.
Oh right, he has he had him starting today. He just took it out.
Okay.
He just took him out. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think he puts him back in.
You got some pretty good matchups. If Mixon's questionable right now, but
he's apparently. I mean, again, not the hype up because I think Hawkinson's back on the injury report, so that could play a factor. But Mixon is back practicing already on a Wednesday, so I imagine with P Ryan out, he should be back to.
Mixon's going to play.
Yeah, I like you this week.
Yeah.
I like Joe this week, and I think maybe I'm speaking from my heart there instead of my head, but I do like Joe this week.
I can't score 90 to 100 points in 4 straight weeks.
This will be 4, right?
This will be 4.
Under 100?
It was 98,
Oh, no, you
95,
got
100.
You hit 100?
Yeah, he squeaked under.
But I'm going to go take myself, obviously.
Give me Bri. Bri, don't ever complain that nobody takes your side.
We're down to the game of the week.
Game of the week, yeah. So
this is your regular season arch nemesis here.
Atlantic Sanitation versus Wisdom
Not
Nebraska.
even. I don't even play him every year.
You just can't beat him.
He's just annoying.
0-5 overall.
He's a nice guy.
Overall, right? You've never been
0-5 against Matt
Never,
overall.
never.
0-1 in a championship.
6 years, I've never been able to put Matt down.
Can't get much closer than this projection wise.
Yeah, this is a coin flip.
Yeah, this is a very
It's
easy
a real
game.
heavyweight matchup.
I am.
Fuck this guy.
I am actually. The matchups are both.
Your bottom half matchups,
Are
starting with
decent.
Pittman, looks like, on paper they don't look that good, but that's Mike Evans somehow going against the 5th ranked Eagles defense against wide receivers.
Yeah. I think it might come down to, like we said before, is Mike Evans going to be shadowed by Darius Slay?
And another big question is Miles Sanders in the starting lineup this week?
He is not.
He is not.
He is not.
He
If
will
you
not
would
be
notice,
in
if
the-
you look at
I'm
it,
looking.
Miles
I'm
is
saying,
not
but I'm
there.
asking. He will not
This
be
is,
in the
it's
starting lineup
always
this
it's
week.
always terrible when you see a man lose his faith, but it's.
In a coin flip game like this, I'm going to take what the history has showed me, and I'm going to take.
We're a redraft league.
Yeah, but somehow it always
There's
seems
just
to
that
be
story,
the same
yeah.
thing, man.
there's some bad voodoo Papa Juju going on around here.
I like Matt this week, unfortunately. I'd love to see Matt lose this week, but I do like Matt.
Matt is going to lose this week. This is the time. This is the year I finally get him.
All right, nice game of the week. We got a fun week ahead of us. All interdivision
Sorry,
games.
buddy.
Should be a fun Sunday.
Yeah.
Big day tomorrow.
Big day tomorrow. Yeah.
Joe,
I will.
in the game.
I will be at the game. Yeah, we will be. I'll be taking Mariola to fiance to her first ever Eagles game. So it should be a good time. Hopefully they don't get beat down too bad by the
You get to go see
Super
Brady.
Bowl champs. So
You get to go see Brady.
I'll let you guys know how it is next week. But I think that about wraps us up. So thank you guys for tuning in. As always, we are trying to get the viewer count up again. So again, comment below if you have any ideas how we can better the show.
That means you league members who actually do watch these videos, all 7 of you,
this is really for the
comment, like. If I swear to God, if I only see 2 likes, you're all dead. You're all dead.
Brock, charge your phone. Give the video a watch. Alex, buy a phone, charge it, give the video a watch.
Foster.
Yeah.
I sent you the link, Foster.
Yeah. First of all, Foster, from Jake and I, fuck you
Yeah,
for not getting back to us for at
Yeah.
least not at least give us a hey.
courtesy.
I have a really good trading place. I'll give you one last attempt.
You don't even
to-
got to tell me the trade. I don't even need to know the players. You could have just said, "Hey, bud,
Yeah.
look, I know we had a few conversations about this player. It's just etiquette, bro. It
True.
really is.
Like-
Just etiquette."
I was getting ready to offer Kamara and a scat back.
I thought that deal would have got it done,
Yeah.
especially with Kamara on bye this week. I really thought that would have been the secret for it.
All right.
Fuck you. Fuck you. Be on the lookout next week for a new name of the episode.
Yeah, I think Foster Sucks is a pretty good one.
That sounds fantastic.
I like that.
Yeah.
That rolls right off the
I've been
top.
bottling this in all day ever since I heard it.
Like, comment, subscribe. We'll catch you next week. Goodbye.